Hello, this is the second part in a series where we're learning to read using Aesop's Fables. We are continuing the story, The Hare and the Tortoise. And let's go ahead and get into it. I hope you're having a really good day, by the way. We're going to go to the story here. Here it is. Okay, we already did the first sentence. We're going to review it very quickly, and then we'll get to the second sentence. A hare, of course, not hair on your head, but the hare here. A hare was one day making fun of a tortoise for being slow upon his feet. Now let's go ahead and read it in normal pace. A hare was one day making fun of a tortoise for being so slow upon his feet. You already know that sentence, and if you don't, you can go back to the first part of the series and learn the vocabulary there and how to read each of those words and all of that. Okay, let's go on to the second sentence. Wait a bit, said the tortoise. I'll run a race with you, and I'll wager that I win. Let's do it a little slower. Wait a bit, said the tortoise. I'll run a race with you, and I'll wager that I win. Okay, that's our first sentence. Let's break it down bit by bit. Wait. That's the first word we'll look at. Wait, right there. Okay, wait, the W, of course, says W, and the T we know says T, but it says ate here. And that AI is saying A. AI says A sometimes, like in bear or air or hair. See, that's the hair on our head. That is the animal, the hare, okay? H-A-R-E. H-A-I-R is hair on our head. Okay, and that A-I sound in most of these words, in most words where you find it, is A, like saying the name of the letter A. But it's not always the case. We have one word we know that's a memorization word that you've learned already. I'm sure, and if not, here we'll learn it now. It's said. Said. S-A-I-D. It's one of the words in our sentence today. We'll look here. Oops. It also has an A-I, but it doesn't say A. It says almost like an E, as if you said said. Okay, but we're not going to write it that way because that looks ugly and it's wrong. What we have is AI has an exception here, and since this is such an important word, said, and you're going to see it a lot, and when you're doing your reading, you have to memorize that word. Just be sure you know that's said and not said, and you'll be in good shape. So most of these AI words, though, when you see it, you're going to say A, wait, fair, chair, hair, okay? Wait a bit, said the tortoise. Look at the word bit. I'm going to just capitalize because it's going to capitalize on me anyways. Bit. That IT says it. And in fact, that's a word all on its own. It. We have other words like that. Whoops. Hit, kit. Oh, we did bit. Sit. Okay? That IT sound is it, and you'll see it quite often. Wait a bit, said the tortoise. The, we did in the previous video, I believe. Yeah, we did up here in the hare in the title. And tortoise is the, of course, memorization word we've already done. I'll run a race with you, and I'll wager that I win. You see, I'll is in there twice. I'll and I'll. When you have an apostrophe like this, the I-L-L says I'll, because it's a contraction. It's two words put together, I and will. I'll. when they contract them, when they put it as a contraction, they get rid of the W-I, and they put them together and separate them by that apostrophe. And that way you know that the I still says I, I'll. If you get rid of that apostrophe, look what happens. I-L-L, it's ill. Ill, like I'm sick or he is ill. Okay? And so you have to pay attention to whether that apostrophe is there. If you see the apostrophe, like here and here, you have I'll. And that's how you should pronounce it. Okay? Wait a bit, said the tortoise. I'll run a race with you, and I'll wager that I win. Run. Run. We saw that. We used, I think, as an example in the previous video with the UN. In the previous one, we saw in the first sentence, look over here with the cursors, fun. Another UN word. We'll see UN words. Okay? There we go. I'll run a race with you. Let's get this up here. We'll put race here. Race. The R, of course, says and then we have A-C-E saying ace. Often the C says k, but we do get the C as a S sound almost. Ace. And there's a word. Ace, like in a deck of cards. Or if you ace an exam, that when you get it, you get everything correct. Okay, and each of us has a face. Okay, face, race, ace, face, and that sound A C or the combination of letters ACE says ace. Okay, I'll run a race with you. With. The TH, of course, says th. With. With you. And here's a word you should know, or probably know. And if you've done any reading, if you haven't, this is a good one to learn. You. Memorize that one. You. It's sort of funny because there's the O in there, but it's the OU together here say ooh. And they don't always. For example, if you see that OU in that word, it's not mouth, it's mouth. Okay? And this is ouch. Very often it's ow. And so that's why with the word you being a very common word and sort of not being normal with the OU, just learn that and memorize it. Let's read the sentence again, or the section. Wait a bit, said the tortoise. I'll run a race with you, and I'll wager that I win. And that is, you're just going to have to sound that one out. It's a very common word. And. We see it in other words. Sand. Hand. Okay? And I'll wager a jur. Okay? GER is not always jur. This is in the middle of it. Has the word what looks like age. And that's because it comes from the word wage, or it's related to the word wage. Okay? And we have other words with that, like page. But in this case, a wager is here's another word, a bet. Okay? I'll bet you. That's basically what the tortoise is saying. Wait a bit, said the tortoise. I'll run a race with you, and I'll wager that I win. That. Here we have the AT, which we see in at, hat, cat, fat, sat. Okay? A lot of words have at the end, including the word itself, at. And I'll wager that I win. And this has the IN sound in it. In. Ch. In. Chin, like the chin on your face. Kin, a word people don't use that often anymore, but they still use it for family. Sin. Bin, the bin. So we have a lot of words in English that have in them. Okay? Fish have fins, or a fin. There's a fin. IN. Okay, let's go ahead and read the sentence again, and we're going to practice it over and over. We're going to start very slow. I want you to read along with me. Wait a bit, said the tortoise. I'll run a race with you, and I'll wager that I win. Let's do it again. Little faster. Wait a bit, said the tortoise. I'll run a race with you, and I'll wager that I win. Let's do it again. A little faster. Wait a bit, said the tortoise. I'll run a race with you, and I'll wager that I win. Now we're going to go ahead and read it a little faster, closer to normal. You try to keep up, see if you can say the words with me and actually read them. So you're looking at the words, letters, and letting that help you there. Wait a bit, said the tortoise. I'll run a race with you, and I'll wager that I win. Now I'm going to read it like normal. Wait a bit, said the tortoise, and I'll run a race with you, and I'll wager that I win. Okay, take a moment, and I'm going to let you read it on your own. I'm going to point to the words. We'll go slow. Read it out loud. Ready, go. Okay, let's do it together. Wait a bit, said the tortoise. I'll run a race with you, and I'll wager that I win. One more time. Wait a bit, said the tortoise. I'll run a race with you, and I'll wager that I win. Okay, pause the video or take a look at the book in the description, the link in the description, and read that sentence over and over, and read these two sentences together. Practice reading them all together out loud until you've got it. All right, take care.